Today we're going to talk about the phantom curriculum. So first of all, what is it? The phantom curriculum consists of the messages prevalent in and through exposure to any type of media. That seems like a pretty simple definition, but we have to ask ourselves, how do we define media today? What does this term media mean for us and our students? We define media as communication channels through which news, entertainment, education, data, or promotional messages are disseminated. Media includes every broadcasting and narrowcasting medium such as newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, billboards, direct mail, telephone, fax, and internet. That's a lot of sources of information. Just how often are our students using these media outlets? In America, teens or adolescents from ages 13 to 18 use an average of 9 hours of media a day. Tweens, or children ages 8 to 12, use media almost 6 hours a day. That's a lot of time, and these values are not including media use for school or homework. So what's the impact that we see on all of this time spent with media? We can look at the impact of the phantom curriculum on several facets: political, cultural, societal, and familial or communal. Let's begin by looking at the political impact. Ideally, media should be nonpartisan and unbiased, with all stories covered and no political slant. In reality, however, the media in the U.S. is overwhelmingly liberal in nature, or favoring the Democratic Party. Mainstream media reports on stories they think will increase viewership and raise questions according to a particular partisan viewpoint. The result of the media choosing which stories to cover and how to portray the information in these stories is that the public does not get unbiased, whole information, rather only pieces of the information that further the outlet's political and social agenda. The media also has a great deal of influence over our culture. Advertising and endorsements by celebrities change the way we think. They influence what we buy, the value we attach to things, and how we interact with each other. Our culture is actively being shaped through the manipulation of our thought processes by the self-serving media we view on a daily basis. Society is also impacted by the phantom curriculum. It is especially impacted by social media. Social media has changed how we interact with each other. Students interact much more online now than they do face-to-face. There is also a peer pressure effect with students completing sometimes dangerous challenges, such as the Kylie Jenner Lip Challenge and the Cinnamon Challenge. Students are also more aware of self-harming behaviors like cutting and drug use from an earlier age. Students can find out how to self-harm in less obvious ways and learn about new drug crazes like how to use household ingredients to get high. Students also have unprecedented access to information about mental health disorders and support groups for self-harming and other psychological issues. Students also have more awareness of local and global causes, like the Ice Bucket Challenge and its campaign to raise money for ALS. Familial impacts include changing the way we communicate with extended relatives. Today, it is much easier to keep in contact with family members who live in different states and even different countries through apps, email, and social media. However, students can also be exposed to alternative or conflicting moral or political views, which may cause familial strife. There are also many new sub-communities emerging based around common interests or struggles located on various social media networks and in mobile applications. Overall, the advent of social media helps to free us from dictation by traditional mass media outlets. But while less dictation means that we have access to more information, it also means that we have more of what might be deemed inappropriate information that educators and parents would rather have censored out. The problems arise when students are unable to discern the difference between truth and manipulation. Students do not yet have the skills to determine when they are being manipulated by media through major news outlets, peer pressure, or advertisements. And students are going to require more careful supervision and instruction to help them navigate a media-heavy world.